Welcome back to another Wealth Code video, guys. Like, subscribe, and comment if you want to see more of our great videos. At 60 years old, Alan Bennett found himself staring at a daunting stack of unpaid bills, his shadowy past refusing to stay buried. The house he'd rented for 20 years felt colder than ever. One shocking realization hit him hard. He had saved nothing, no retirement fund, no savings. Just remnants of a once promising career in marketing that had slowly unraveled due to poor choices. As clients dropped off and opportunities dwindled, Alan spent each paycheck as quickly as it came in, living a life of immediacy. It was 2021, a year marked by a global pandemic, and Alan's world was crumbling around him. The loneliness of financial insecurity gnawed at his soul, and regret seeped into his bones like a thick fog. The late 1990s marked a golden era for Alan. He was vibrant, ambitious, and successful. Fresh out of college in 1996, he quickly climbed the corporate ladder at a top marketing firm. His work garnered attention, and big clients were rolling in. It felt like endless possibilities stretched before him. Alan often boasted to friends about future ventures, travel, retirement, and a comfortable life. However, alongside this early success, a reckless lifestyle emerged, splurging on luxurious dinners and trendy gadgets. Friends warned him to save, but Alan laughed it off. "There's plenty of time for that," he'd say, living in the moment, blissfully ignorant of the ticking clock. It wasn't until years passed that the early successes became overshadowed by fleeting memories and waning opportunities. By 2010, Alan's fortunes began to shift dramatically. The marketing industry faced unprecedented changes as digital platforms surged. Alan struggled to adapt. Key clients shifted to nimble startups that utilized social media over traditional marketing. Rejection letters piled up, and desperation set in. With each passing month, the anxiety grew palpable. He stopped enjoying evenings with friends. Instead, he drowned his sorrows in debt, borrowing more to sustain a lifestyle he couldn't afford. During a particularly low moment, he sat alone in his dimly lit kitchen. An overwhelming realization washed over him. He had backed himself into a corner of financial despair. The reckoning had come, but regret loomed larger than ever. The fleeting joy of spending had morphed into an inescapable nightmare filled with overwhelming responsibilities. As his savings dried up, Alan searched relentlessly for employment opportunities in late 2012. With each interview, the stakes grew higher, but reality was cruel. Companies sought candidates who could navigate the digital forefront, while Alan seemed stuck in a bygone era. His once captivating charisma now felt out of place. "Your background is impressive," one interviewer remarked, "but we need someone who understands digital analytics." Each rejection stung deeper. Life lessons echoed vividly. Adaptability was key in a changing market. His younger peers, having adapted to technology, flourished, leaving him feeling obsolete. This was not just a career crisis, but a personal one. The dreams he once envisioned began to dissolve, replaced by glaring reminders of what he had neglected. His future depended on those decisions he once shrugged off. In 2015, the weight of his failures pressed heavily on Alan. He took low-paying jobs, but every paycheck went to rent and necessities. Anything beyond was a luxury he could no longer afford. On walks in the local park, he saw families enjoying outings, contrasting sharply against his solitude. Regret became a constant companion. "Why didn't I save?" haunted him daily. He started avoiding calls from friends out of embarrassment. He isolated himself, drowning deeper in financial depression. Even simple pleasures like coffee dates became fading memories. The weight of unfulfilled aspirations pushed him towards despair. Each day blended into the next. Survival was now a struggle. His heart ached for connection, yet pride prevented him from asking for help, cementing his sense of loneliness and lost potential. In April of 2019, a single financial literacy video changed everything. Alan stumbled upon a YouTube channel dedicated to personal finance. Watching experts break down saving strategies, debt management techniques, and investment basics was eye-opening. "You have more control than you think," the host claimed, awakening a flicker of hope within him. The motivation surged. Alan spent hours absorbing this knowledge, contemplating his choices with fresh eyes. He began tracking expenses, realizing the gravity of his spending habits. This moment acted as a catalyst for change, igniting a journey towards personal accountability. Slowly, Alan sketched out a modest budget on paper, dreaming of the future he had forgotten to plan. Ironically, it was the very understanding of his financial ignorance that began to empower his transformation. 2020 became a year of small victories. Alan enrolled in free online courses to equip himself with essential financial knowledge. He learned about budgeting, saving, and investing. For the first time in decades, he found a sense of direction, aiming for 4 clear goals: a savings account, an emergency fund, a debt repayment plan, and creating an investment portfolio. He meticulously tracked his progress. Every small success ignited motivation. Each savings milestone accomplished felt triumphant. Friends couldn't believe he had finally taken charge. "I'm changing the narrative of my life," Alan proudly declared. Those who had shied away from his struggles began to return, drawn in by his newfound determination. Personal growth flourished, turning isolation into resilience, and he started fostering genuine connections, anxious to share his journey and learning with others. By 2022, financial education transformed Alan into a community advocate for financial well-being. Inspired by his journey, he enrolled in a local workshop to share insights and learn from others. Ever felt lost? He addressed eager participants, recounting his tale of neglecting financial planning. The response was overwhelming. They resonated with his struggles, urging him to continue sharing. His workshops blossomed into discussions filled with empathy and shared experiences, fostering a sense of purpose and healing. Alan uncovered a deeply rooted desire to uplift others, trusting that preparedness manifests through knowledge. The irony was rich. Having spent decades spiraling, he now stood as a beacon of hope. In those shared moments, longing for connection turned to empowerment, sparking collective action towards financial independence, illuminating a brighter path forward. In 2023, Alan became a respected figure among aspiring young entrepreneurs, guiding them toward financial literacy. Partnering with local nonprofits, he launched initiatives aimed at equipping youth with cash management skills and investment strategies. Workshops thrived with attendees eager to learn from his life experiences, nourishing their desire for knowledge. Alan stressed, "Your future is in your hands. Don't repeat my mistakes." Motivated by passion, boundaries dissolved as he engaged in deeper community efforts, creating mentoring programs connected to successful financial experts. Week after week, he witnessed transformations in his audience, young minds ignited with curiosity and ambition. He finally felt his journey evolved beyond personal growth. It flourished into collective empowerment and success. Through these partnerships, Alan learned that shared knowledge holds the power to create lasting change in the world. As autumn settled in 2023, Alan sat quietly, watching the sun dipping below the familiar skyline. At this moment, a mix of gratitude and melancholy washed over him. Achievements transformed his outlook, yet he often wondered, what if I had started earlier? A past sketch of bitter regret haunted him still, fueling reflection. It became evident that life is not merely about avoiding mistakes, but acknowledging them, learning, and persevering. Over the years, Alan built resilience from his failures, witnessing how adversity could shape empowered futures. Although scared of regret, he acknowledged that imperfection cultivates growth. Formative moments whispered truths long ignored. Each taught him to embrace change and transformation, weaving lessons of resilience into the fabric of success. That pivotal seminar in early 2023 marked the extraordinary metamorphosis of Alan's life. Standing on stage, he stimulated insight with his raw, unfiltered narrative of personal financial neglect. "I spent years in the dark, but today I embrace every bit of that journey," he proclaimed. This time, his words felt different, resonant and powerful. Audience members leaned forward, captivated by the truth hidden in his trials. It struck him, connection could transform lives, and vulnerability breeds power. Seeing young adults engaged and aspiring to make different choices ignited an undeniable spark in Alan. He realized he had transformed from a man who saved nothing to one who saved countless futures. Embracing this incredibly powerful moment, he understood that the lessons hidden within his failures became lifelines for others yearning for guidance. Ultimately, the most profound lesson Alan discovered: it's never too late to change your narrative. While the shadows of regret may loom large, forging a path towards proactive financial literacy cultivates hope and empowerment. He understood that every step, no matter how small, brings remarkable transformation over time. The legacy he was building transcended his own story. It radiated into his community, inspiring future generations. Don't wait until regret haunts you. Start building your future today. As Alan's journey underscores, your financial health hinges on choices made today, or they will haunt your tomorrow. Want to transform your life like Alan? Dive into your future. Learn more at Wealth Code and unlock your financial potential. For more videos from Wealth Code, don't forget to like and subscribe.